Jeff Moretz's instructional guitar videos. I'll play a little song. Tonight we're going to be learning about how to change a guitar string. The guitar terms you're going to need to be familiar with are strings, tuning, key, pegs, nut, bridge, tuners, string winder, neck, sound hole, fretboard, and the peg head. I'll explain these as we go. I'm going to explain to you the tools we're going to use for this process. It's going to include a set of guitar strings. In this case, it's going to be a single string, because that's what I'm going to do in the video. This is a string winder. This is optional. In place of a string winder, you can use a set of needle nose pliers and a soft cloth, and I'll explain that as we go. You're going to need a tuner. This is a clip-on guitar tuner, and you're going to need a string snipper or a wire snipper. This is preparing the work surface. For the easiest way to do this is to have a table, something that's up level with you, and I use two towels. And I use one towel, I fold long ways to where the body can lay on it, and then I roll a towel and double it in half so that I can lay the guitar down and it holds the head up off of the table. The head stock is, where the tuners are at the top of the guitar. So that's everything you're going to need to do to prepare to get ready to do this. Okay, this is the process of removing the guitar string. When you're removing guitar strings, I usually start with the high string. This is a high E, and then this is a low E. So I usually work from one end or the other. So when I'm removing the string, I'll usually start with the smallest one. And then I'll work from the first string to the sixth string. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That way you're working from the outside in. Now, this is especially important for beginners because you don't want to take all the strings off at once, because you're going to get lost in what you're doing, and you need a reference point to the way the strings go back on and the way they look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start. First I'll show you manually how to loosen the string, just by hand. Now, I'll show you the benefit of a string winder. It saves you a lot of time, and what I do is get it pretty loose, and then I lay it back down, and then I pick the string up, and I cut it in the middle. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is this is where your needle nose pliers are going to come in handy. Now, this is, if you don't have a string winder, you take a pair of needle nose pliers and you put it around the pliers so it doesn't damage the peg, and you can grab the peg and pull it up. Sometimes, yeah, there you go, popped out. Now, also another great benefit of a string winder is it has this notch at the end of it, and it's made for popping the pegs out easily. And also, you see how the string has a notch in it. Also, the bridge has a notch. The bridge, seen here, is where the string goes in, the end of the string, and you want the notch pointing forward to the groove where it's going to be going up this way. Here's the barrel on the end of the string that holds it in. This is another good reason to do it one at a time, because you want the pegs to go back in the same place. Okay? Now, next step, I'm going to go up here, hold the guitar up, unwrap this. It's going to unwrap that. And we got strings. Okay. Now we're going to install a new string. This is a single string out of a pack. This is in place of I'm not doing a whole set, I'm just going to do one string. So you take it out of the pack like this, it comes wound up, start passing the string back through the middle, it's going to pop apart, get it all stretched out straight. Now you take your peg, you took out, put the groove towards the front, little barrel on the string there, goes down in the hole on the bridge. Start pushing it down. Holding on to the string, you don't push it all the way down, you leave it loose till it gets seated. And then you can give it a little snug. Okay, I'm going to come up the neck. This is the nut. You're going to go through the nut. Now, since we're changing the string on the right side, the string's going to wrap clockwise. It would be the opposite if you were on the other side changing these strings. This is the first string, so what I do, just wrap it around once, twice, and I take it like this. You're going to look for the hole. There's the hole in the peg, the tuner peg. Pass back through, pull it on through. Give it a little snug. Okay, now hold it up. Now, this is where you want to watch when you're tuning up to make sure the pin's not slipping out or the string's not slipping out through the hole the other way. So you usually just kind of hold right here. Tune it a couple times. And tune it up just slightly. That's good enough. Now, this is the next step where you're going to be tuning the guitar. Okay, so like I said before, tuning the guitar, I'm going to use a clip-on tuner. This is way better, I find, than the old style sound tuners that you lay in front of you. It's a lot more forgiving, especially in a situation where there's lots of people screaming and yelling at you, which I'm used to. So it works on vibration. So you clip it on up here, turn it on. The guitar's other strings are relatively in tune already, so we're super loose now. Now this is a tip with the high E and the low E are the same. You can kind of bring them together with a pinch. So looking up here, see I'm getting close. It's starting to recognize an E. It's holding. Pretty good. Okay, now I'll go back down here. Push on the string. Stretch it a little bit. Your strings are going to go out of tune, especially if you change a whole set at one time. They're going to go out of tune 2 or 3 times, so you're going to have to go over and over the process to get them right. See, I stretched it and it's going back flat again. Flat means that the note's too low, sharp means the note's too high, which I may not have mentioned that term in other terms, guitar term. Pretty good tune now. Okay, so now I'm going to lay it back down on the surface, and then we'll talk about finishing and cleaning up. Okay, for finishing and cleaning up the job, I've got my wire snippers. These are from Lowe's. These are nice little mini snippers that fit in a case easily. Any kind of snipper will do. And you got all this excess wire out here. I'll usually take these little snippers. I'll get close as I can because that's one of the warnings. You're going to poke your fingers with one of these things if you don't cut them off. Cut the excess off. Got that, and that might knock it out of tune a little bit. almost done. Okay, so that completes the process of changing a string. Now alternatively, when you get good at changing guitar strings, you can take them all off at once. It's okay, and that's a good time to polish the guitar, because once all the strings are off, then you're out of the way underneath the bridge, you're out of the way of all the dust on the headstock, and you know, you can take your cloth that you used with pliers or any soft cloth and alternatively use it now to polish the guitar. There's lots of good guitar polishes out there. You could use, you know, even water or a wet rag would wipe the dust off, but you could use like wax, and there's guitar polishes, you know, that you can use. And then also the fretboard, which another optional thing in the instructions was mineral oil, because the fretboard doesn't have lacquer on it, doesn't have a finish, so you want to oil the neck. So mineral oil is something you can find at the grocery store. If you take the cloth, you can wipe the fretboard down with mineral oil. It's great for the fretboard. And you know, while you get all the strings off, it's a perfect time to clean it up. So once you get good at it, that's a great time to clean the guitar up, and that's about it. So you've got a complete process here. I hope you've had a good job, and hope you've enjoyed the video. Check back on my channel for some more videos, and until next time, keep on picking.